The year is 1861. Missouri, a state with deep Southern sympathies and strong economic ties to the North, finds itself caught in the middle of this escalating conflict. On one side stand those who support the Union, believing in the preservation of the United States. On the other side stand those who favor secession, aligning themselves with the newly formed Confederate States of America. Missouri's divided loyalties are palpable. The Battle of Boonville, a seemingly minor skirmish fought on June 17, 1861, will become a pivotal moment in Missouri's Civil War story, tipping the scales in favor of the Union. Situated at the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi rivers, Missouri serves as a crucial gateway to the West. Control of these waterways is paramount, not only for commerce and trade, but also for military logistics and strategic advantage. The battle for Missouri, and indeed the fate of the Union, hinges on who can secure control of these vital arteries. At the heart of Missouri's internal struggle is Governor Claiborne F. Jackson, a fervent supporter of secession. Jackson believes that Missouri's destiny lies with the Confederacy and is determined to steer the state towards separation from the Union. However, he faces a significant obstacle. The majority of Missourians, as represented by the state convention, are opposed to secession. In February 1861, the Missouri State Convention convenes to determine the state's course of action. Despite Governor Jackson's ardent pleas and political maneuvering, the convention votes against secession, choosing instead to remain within the Union. This decision throws a wrench into Jackson's plans and sets the stage for a power struggle within Missouri. Undeterred by the convention's decision, Governor Jackson continues to seek ways to align Missouri with the Confederacy. He secretly communicates with Confederate officials, seeking military aid and guidance in his secessionist efforts. Meanwhile, the federal government is not oblivious to Jackson's activities. Enter Captain Nathaniel Lyon, a staunch Unionist and commander of the Federal Arsenal in St. Louis. Lyon is a man of action, deeply suspicious of Governor Jackson's intentions, and determined to prevent Missouri from falling into Confederate hands. He believes that swift and decisive action is necessary to thwart the secessionist movement and secure Missouri for the Union. Lyon's suspicions are confirmed when he discovers that Governor Jackson is secretly gathering pro-Southern militia at Camp Jackson, a military encampment located just outside of St. Louis. Fearing that these troops will be used to seize the federal arsenal and further the cause of secession, Lyon decides to take preemptive action. On May 10, 1861, Lyon leads a force of federal troops and pro-Union volunteers to Camp Jackson, surrounding the unsuspecting militia. The appearance of Lyon's forces throws the camp into disarray, and after a brief standoff, the pro-Southern militia surrenders. Lyon takes the surrendering militiamen prisoner, and orders them marched back to the arsenal in St. Louis. The sight of unarmed Missourians being marched through the streets of St. Louis by federal troops ignites a riot. The Camp Jackson affair, as it becomes known, further inflames tensions in Missouri, pushing the state closer to the brink of civil war. Following the Camp Jackson affair, negotiations between Governor Jackson and Union General William S. Harney break down. Jackson flees the state capital of Jefferson City with his pro-Southern government, heading west towards Boonville, gathering recruits along the way. Lyon, now in command of Union forces in Missouri, sets out in pursuit of Jackson, determined to prevent him from consolidating power and establishing a secessionist stronghold in the western part of the state. Lyon's pursuit is relentless. He understands the importance of preventing Jackson from linking up with Confederate forces in Arkansas and Texas. On June 17, 1861, Lyon's forces, consisting of approximately 1,700 Union troops and volunteers, catch up with Jackson's hastily assembled force of about 500 pro-Southern militiamen just east of Boonville. The ensuing engagement, known as the Battle of Boonville, is brief but decisive. Outnumbered and outmaneuvered, Jackson's untrained troops are quickly routed by Lyon's more disciplined and better equipped soldiers. The Union victory at Boonville solidifies federal control over the Missouri River, a crucial waterway for both military and commercial purposes. The Battle of Boonville, while often overshadowed by larger and bloodier engagements later in the Civil War, marks a turning point in the struggle for Missouri's allegiance. The Union victory effectively neutralizes the immediate threat of secession in the state and secures control of the strategically vital Missouri River. This control allows the Union to maintain a foothold in Missouri, and prevents the Confederacy from establishing a strong presence in the state. The battle also demonstrates the effectiveness of Nathaniel Lyon's aggressive and decisive leadership. Lyon's willingness to take the initiative and confront the secessionist threat head-on helps to secure Missouri for the Union and prevent the state from falling under Confederate control. His actions, though sometimes controversial, ultimately contribute to the preservation of the Union and the defeat of the Confederacy. The legacy of the Battle of Boonville extends beyond the immediate military outcome. The battle serves as a reminder of the complex and often overlooked role that Missouri played in the Civil War. Caught between two warring factions, Missourians were forced to choose sides, often with devastating consequences for families and communities. Subscribe to Short Fact Wizard to learn more stories and battles of the Civil War.